Good afternoon and welcome back to the DIFCON 2024. And finally, we are at the final day of our Congress, and we surely have learned a lot from the various sessions across our co-located conferences.
We have seen researchers in various fields from science computing to engineering and social science and law sharing wonderful and insightful innovative ideas. Now, without further ado, we will invite our keynote speaker for our final day to give us some more innovative insights to inspire us at this DIFCON 2024.
Ladies and gentlemen, our first keynote speaker for today is the digital artist, designer and developer for augmented reality, mixed reality and spatial interactions from Los Angeles, Mr. Clay Weishauer. An award-winning digital artist specializing in crafting experience where interactions and narrative are closely intertwined. This approach has fostered numerous successful and enduring relationships with brands and collaborators worldwide, including Google, Apple, Airbnb, Nike, Adidas, Netflix, Intel, and IBM. He operates across various media, including interactive, film, experiential, virtual, and augmented reality. His work has been widely published and recognized with prestigious industry awards such as the Emmys, Grand Prix at Cannes Lions, New York Festival, Clio Awards, One Show, Webby Awards, and London International Awards. And today, we are proudly bringing Mr. Clay. Mr. Clay, over to you.
Can everybody hear me?
Yes, Mr. Clay.
Okay, great. Yeah, thanks so much for having me. I'm really excited to be able to share the work with everybody and just get into a conversation on how digital and physical are merging and how it's really affecting our world. So I'm going to share my screen and let me know if you can see it. All right, are we good?
Yes, Mr. Clay.
Great. Okay. My name is Clay Weishauer. I'm a Los Angeles-based artist and technologist, passionate about mixed reality and creating experiences that merge the digital and physical. As an artist deeply involved in digital art and augmented reality, I've dedicated my career to exploring the intersection of physical and digital worlds. Today, I'm really thrilled to share my insight on how spatial computing can empower society. It's a true pleasure to be here today to share some of my work and engage in a discussion about how spatial technology is shaping our future smart society. We are witnessing the dawn of a smart society, a concept that envisions a sustainable, inclusive, socioeconomic system driven by digital technologies. Spatial computing and augmented reality are at the forefront of this transformation. These technologies are not just enhancing our digital interactions, but are fundamentally changing how we perceive and interact with the world around us. In an interconnected world, the boundary between the physical and digital realms is becoming more blurred. This convergence is creating a paradigm shift that redefines how we interact with our surroundings. How we work, how we communicate, and engage with one another is completely changing. This digital-physical merge is facilitated by advanced technologies such as augmented reality, virtual reality, the Internet of Things, and artificial intelligence. It's revolutionizing various sectors and fundamentally altering human experiences. It's a really exciting time. One of the great privileges I have as an artist working with technology is the opportunity to partner with leading tech companies to create groundbreaking experiences. These collaborations allow early access to emerging technology and really offer me a taste of the future and how we'll interact with the world around us. I had the distinct honor of working with Snapchat on a large-scale, location-based augmented reality installation. This project allowed me to seamlessly integrate my digital artwork with one of Los Angeles' most iconic landmarks on Hollywood Boulevard. This collaboration allowed us to create an immersive experience that blends the digital and physical in a way that truly feels magical. To give you a better idea of how the technology worked and what the experience was, I'll play a short video.
Hi, I'm Key Pan, computer vision engineer at Snap. My team's job in London is to make the Snapchat camera smarter by enabling it to see and recognize the world around it, just like the human eye. But let me take a step back. For hundreds of years, the human eye has been drawn to the buildings around us, and our fascination with them is pretty evident. Nowadays, we take more photos of these buildings than ever before, and it can be hard to find a fresh perspective. So we started thinking, how can we empower people to look at these monuments in new ways? The short answer is, we took public snaps that people had submitted to our stories and used them to reconstruct 3D models of these buildings. Through the process, we gained the ability to recognize the landmarks with pinpoint precision and understand their geometry, enabling amazing AR experiences that interact with the buildings themselves. We then put these models into Lens Studio, so anyone could create AR for, say, the Eiffel Tower or Buckingham Palace. To really kick this off in style, we sent the feature to some of our very own official Lens creators and gave them the freedom to bring their home city landmarks to life using their unique creative vision.
Lenses turn the world into a living museum. To know that my lens is placed on Buckingham Palace is an amazing thing. Obviously, I come from London, so I'm super happy to know that I've done something that people can enjoy when they come and visit. I think the Queen, I really hope she would like it.
Now, anyone can add a fresh perspective to their world with landmarkers in Lens Studio. We can't wait to see what you create.
So the example of digital art overlaid on iconic landmarks showcases the creative potential of merging digital and physical spaces. But it's really cool because the same technology holds vast possibilities for smart architecture and urban development. Just by providing real-time data and enhancing functionality, these innovations could lead to a more efficient, sustainable, and responsive urban environment. A practical use case of this technology is in smart architecture and urban development. On a larger scale, these technologies can be applied to smart city infrastructure, where buildings and public spaces are interconnected through a network of sensors and digital systems. This integration can improve urban planning, traffic management, and public safety by providing a constant stream of data to the city administrators and residents. It's a really exciting potential for the technology. Another area I want to speak to is how spatial computing is really transforming education. So in the realm of education, spatial computing and AR are revolutionizing how we learn and teach. Imagine a classroom where students can interact with 3D models of the human body, historical events, or complex chemical structures. This immersive learning experience enhances understanding and retention by making the abstract concepts tangible. For instance, AR can bring a historical event to life or enable a virtual lab experiment, providing a richer educational experience that transcends traditional textbooks. A few years ago, I was contacted to work on a project for the John F. Kennedy Library to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Apollo 11 moon landing. This project for me was a dream project and really allowed me to push the boundaries of spatial storytelling within the context of education and really push the potential to use immersive technology to allow people from all over the world to relive a historical event. The video I'm about to play will provide you an overview of the project and the entire event experience.
We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard.
Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes past the hour. Liftoff on Apollo 11. Apollo 11, this is Houston, radio check, over. Altitude, velocity, light. Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
And the moon and the planets are there. And new hopes for knowledge and peace are there.
Today marks 50 years since the greatest technological achievement in human history.
The JFK Library used 21st century technology to take people back to that amazing launch without leaving Dorchester.
You can see the first ever full-scale AR simulation of the Saturn V rocket.
The entire event live streamed to millions.
T-minus 40 seconds before the launch. Make sure your phones are ready at 3, 2, 1.
Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
There he goes. The Saturn V rocket.
This was amazing. This was beyond what I ever could have expected.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and to be able to recreate it, it's pretty magical. So, Bonsai Baby is live streaming, and in the next 5 days, you can check in as much as you want.
We landed! We're on the
Fötföra i posten Magitoya Pidlips at that's not so big. I'm a jigger. I just trust to all of that.
Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills. Because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept. One we are unwilling to postpone. And one we intend to win.
I think it's wonderful.
So it was just incredible to see AR being put to use to get a real sense of how big that rocket was. It's around 363 feet, and just to be able to replicate that in augmented reality was just amazing. And it was such a cool educational experience. The experience could be placed in any room, and it would take people on a journey of the trajectory that Apollo 11 took. At any point in the time, you could scrub this spatial timeline and then dive deeper and learn more about specific details. And there was a lot of different types of media. We used a combination of video clips, audio clips, and immersive games. We got to spend time at the JFK Library and pretty much pull whatever resources we needed to tell the story. And in the end, it was a really multi-sensory learning experience. So yeah, the JFK Augmented Reality Documentary Project not only pushed the boundaries of immersive technology, but also set a new standard for spatial storytelling in education. By leveraging AR, it created an engaging, interactive, and accessible way for people worldwide to experience historical events. And timing it to the event, to the date of the event, was just amazing, where the whole world was able to kind of get this app and partake and celebrate the historic event. The project serves as a model for how technology can be harnessed to enhance educational experiences and democratize access to knowledge, paving the way for future innovations in this field. So by merging digital content with the physical world, projects like the JFK AR documentary, they demonstrate the transformative power of technology in education. So as we continue to explore and develop these technologies and infuse them with artificial intelligence, we can look forward to even more dynamic and inclusive ways to learn about our history and the world around us. The next area that spatial computing is transforming society is in health and wellness. It's having a profound impact. Being an artist working with immersive technology, I find it really important to get involved in projects that impact humanity for the good. And a couple of years ago, Snapchat contacted me to create an experience for their state-of-the-art AR glasses. And I could do pretty much whatever I wanted. So I really wanted to explore the potential of an immersive medium and wearables to create a therapeutic space where you could de-stress, relax, and focus on your personal well-being. I have a short video that I'd love to share with you. I really wanted to use AR in a therapeutic sense and help people relax, de-stress. Being able to fuse art and relaxation was something I was so excited about. The new generation spectacles allows you to quickly create augmented reality in almost real time and be able to see your creation come to life before your eyes. My name is Clay Weishar. I'm an augmented reality artist. I think what really excites me about AR is you're not really confined with space or the laws of physics, and you can literally take what's going on in your imagination and fabricate that in reality. The ocean is so therapeutic. Being out on my surfboard or paddleboard and watching the water kind of like roll, and I just remember being out there and being like, oh, this is perfect. I had some family that was going through some pretty heavy kind of panic attacks right around the time COVID hit. My family's in Canada, I'm far away, and I felt powerless. So I did a lot of research and I found out that meditation and some relaxation breathing exercises reduce stress by a huge amount. My creative process starts out with sketches and just ideating around shapes and forms, and then jumping into Lens Studio. It's so intuitive for me. Paired with spectacles, it's like painting on a canvas in a completely different way. Oh my goodness. Technology should empower us and kind of move out of the way to let us do our thing as humans. This is how we're going to do things in the future, and it's now. Create the world you want to see. So the next project I want to share with you showcases the possibilities of using AR in the setting of a children's hospital to inform and encourage children going through a very challenging time in their life. The project uses the merging of digital characters with the physical environment of a hospital and showcases how technology can be used to create soothing virtual environments that help anxiety and stress. Children can be transported to a calming forest, a beach, or a magical land through AR headsets or mobile devices, providing a mental escape from the cold reality of a hospital environment. These can be particularly beneficial for children dealing with chronic pain or undergoing long-term treatments. Here's a video of the project.
In 2017, the Pediatric Brain Tumor Foundation decided to help kids facing cancer by creating the Imaginary Friends Society, a series of 22 short films in partnership with 22 animation studios from around the world. The series was designed to translate confusing medical speak into kid speak.
MRI stands for Magnetic Resonance Imaging. This is just a fancy way of saying picture taking.
For any question a sick kid might ask, the films provided an answer. Children diagnosed with cancer have a long and grueling road ahead. Treatments can last months, sometimes years. So in addition to arming them with knowledge, we wanted to provide some comfort too. A simple mobile app allowed kids in hospitals to bring the imaginary friend characters to life. The imaginary friends would appear on demand, offering words of encouragement when kids need them most.
Believe in yourself. I sure do.
Never give up, kid. Never give up. You're stronger than you know. I wish I was that strong.
In social media, we asked people to donate their own imaginary friends to the cause. People's drawing submissions were turned into things like special dolls for MRI machines, coloring books and journals for downtime, and inspirational posters to brighten dreary hospital rooms. This global labor of love unfortunately doesn't provide the cure for pediatric cancer, but it provides a necessary tool in the fight against it: understanding.
And remember, we at the Imaginary Friends Society always have your back.
In healthcare, The impact of spatial computing and AR is profound. These technologies are transforming medical training, patient care, and mental health treatment. Medical students can now practice surgeries in a virtual environment, experiencing realistic simulations that prepare them for real-life scenarios without any risk to patients. Spatial computing also aids in pre-surgical planning, allowing doctors to visualize a patient's anatomy in 3D and plan surgeries with greater precision and confidence. Mental health care is another area where AR is making significant strides. Virtual therapy environments can provide immersive calming experiences tailored to individual patients, offering new ways to treat anxiety, depression, and other mental health conditions. These innovations support the goal of ensuring healthy lives and promoting well-being for all at all ages. So as we look to the future, the potential of spatial computing and augmented reality in shaping a smart society is immense and wildly exciting. These technologies are not just enhancing our digital interactions, but are fundamentally transforming how we live, work, and interact with our surroundings. As an artist working at the intersection of creativity and technology, I'm grateful for the opportunity to contribute to this exciting evolution. The work examples I share today demonstrate just a fraction of the vast possibilities that spatial computing technology holds for transforming our everyday experiences. From revolutionizing education and healthcare to enhancing communication and collaboration, these technologies are pivotal in realizing the vision of a smart society. Thank you so much for your attention today, and I look forward to continuing this journey with you as we explore the incredible potential of spatial computing and AR to create a better future for everyone. Thank you.
Just now.
Thank you, Mr. Clay. So, ladies and gentlemen, today we have another distinguished keynote speaker from the Faculty of Manufacturing and Mechatronic Engineering Technology, University Malaysia Pahang, Sultan Abdullah, Associate Professor Dr. Zuhairi Ibrahim. Associate Professor Dr. Zuhairi Ibrahim graduated from University Technology Malaysia with Bachelor Engineering in Electrical Engineering in 2000 and Master of Science by Research in Image Processing in 2002. He received his degree of philosophy in DNA computing from Meiji University, Japan in 2006. He is currently with the Faculty of Manufacturing and Mechatronic Engineering Technology, University Malaysia Pahang, Sultan Abdullah. He is one of the innovators who developed new estimation-based optimization algorithm, namely Simulated Kalman Filter Algorithm and Finite Impulse Response Optimizer. To date, he has published over 130 conference papers and over 100 journal papers.
Now, without further ado, let us welcome Dr. Zuhairi for his thought-provoking presentation. Over to you, Doctor.
Ya, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. And a very good afternoon to everybody. The DIFCON paper presenters, keynote speakers. Well, my name is Zuhairi Ibrahim. Thank you for a very nice introductory speech. I'm an assistant professor from the Faculty of Manufacturing and Mechatronics Engineering Technology from the University Malaysia Pahang, Sultan Abdullah, or previously known as UMP. Today, I would like to share with you the some progress in simulated Kalman filter meta heuristics, which is an optimization algorithms that we developed here in UMP with other researchers around Malaysia. I would like to start with special thanks to Ministry of Higher Education for providing research grants to develop these algorithms. And of course, Universiti Malaysia Pahang, Sultan Abdullah, for the support, as well as important researchers who developed these algorithms and applied these algorithms in many applications. So they are Nur Azlin Abdul Aziz, Nur Hidayat Abdul Aziz, Muhammad Kamil, Zulkifli Yusof, Asrul Adam, and Badaruddin Muhammad. So the outcome of this lecture of keynote presentation, firstly, we want to know what is optimization is all about, and what is simulated Kalman filter. And then lastly, what can we do with the simulated Kalman filter? In mathematics, the term optimization refers to study of problems in which one seeks to minimize or maximize a real function by systematically choosing the values of real or integer variables from within an allowed set. So I would like to stress some key points here. So the first one is to minimize or maximize a real function. So for example, this is a very simple real function, a sphere function. And in mathematics, this function can be represented by fs equal to s1 squared plus s2 squared. And as we can see, by the shape of these sphere functions, the objective here is to find, to do function minimization, or in other words, to find the location, in this case, x equal to 0 and s1 equal to 0 and s2 equal to 0. So we want to find the global minima. And this is another examples of functions. In this case, we want to find the global maxima. And there are a lot of functions, there are a lot of problems in optimization, and sometimes it is not easy to find the global minima or global maxima because the existence of many local minima in the surface. So why do we need optimizations? We need optimization mainly because the design or optimization space is too big. So it is too computationally expensive to systematically search all the points in order to find the global maxima or global maxima. So, for example, this is a structure of a neural network. We have input nodes, a number of hidden nodes in the hidden layer, and the output nodes. And the edges from one node to another is a weight value. So, how we can relate neural networks with optimization? So, in order to a neural network to properly function, we have to put a very right numbers to every edges in these nodes. So, when the number of nodes and the number of edges are too many, then the problems to assign a proper value to these edges also become more difficult. Okay, and also the same things happens when we trying to solve routing problems. For example, in this case, trivial assessment problems, where we want to find the shortest routes from one starting nodes to end nodes. And the route should pass another city, in this case, once. So when the number of city become involve a lot of number of city, then the combination of possible routes become difficult to examine one by one. So in this case, we need to solve these problems using optimization algorithms. And this is another problems where we can solve using optimization algorithms, assembly sequence planning. in order to assemble an object, in this case engine for examples, the process involves a sequence. So different sequence may produce different total assembly times, and the different sequence also may produce invalid sequence. So there are a large number of possible sequences, and the best sequence will result in the shortest total assembly time. So the same things for the PCB hole drill routing. Again, this is very similar to the Travis assessment problem, where the problem is to drill a number of holes on a printed circuit board. VSR routing also, we want to find the route from. Okay, we want to find a route to minimize the delay. So different routes will produce different values of delay. Okay, if we study all the optimization algorithms or computational intelligence framework in literature, particular swarm optimization, for example, Grey Wolf optimizer, gravity search algorithms, then we can see that all the framework starts with initialization, and it has to end somewhere, and then all the algorithms involve fitness evaluation to examine how good are the solutions, and then before the algorithm ends, we need to check the termination criteria, usually based on the number of iterations. And then before we check the termination criteria, we need to update the solutions. And before we update the solution, we need to do some calculations before we can update the solutions, the evolution of the solutions. So, in order to develop new algorithms, we need to find a new idea how to evolve the solutions, and then how to update the solutions. For example, in particular optimization, this is the equation used to update the solutions. The new solutions, or in this case, the new position equal to the old position plus the velocity. And this velocity can be calculated as the new velocity equal to omega multiplied with the old velocity plus C1R1 P base minus the current position plus C2R2 G base minus the current position. If we take a look at the gravitational search algorithms, even though the solution used to update the solution similar to the particular optimization, but how the solution involved, in this case, very related to how the gravity is affected by the different masses between the object. So this is the fundamental of gravitational search algorithms. So this framework become our motivation, and we see the Kalman filtering as a possible new idea to be used as a new optimization algorithms, which involve estimation. And before we do the estimation, we need to calculate the prediction and the updates. For those who are new to Kalman filtering, the Kalman filter is not new. It has been developed or introduced by the Professor Kalman in 1960. And this Kalman filtering involves a number of steps. For example, measurement, prediction, output estimation, updates. So, for examples, how to relate this? Okay, this figure at the left side shows real ball position, the red color, the real trajectory of a ball position in X and Y space. And the green dot shows all the observations normally obtained from a sensor. And by using the Kalman filtering use all the observation in order to estimate the trajectory of the ball. So in this case, the estimation made by the Kalman filtering is plotted by the blue color. So the SKF algorithms start by the initialization, gender initial population, and then the next step is evaluate fitness for each agent, and then update as best, update as true, predict, measure, estimate, and check the stopping condition. If the stopping condition is met, then stop the iteration and return the best solution in terms of the as true. Okay, so what is general initial population? In this SKF, involve a number of agents. Initially, we put a random value to the agent, and then we initialize the error covariance P0, and then calculate the fitness of the agent, and then update the S-best. Okay, S-best is basically because SKF is involve multiple agents to search the global minima or global maxima in the search space, and these algorithms requires a number of loops. So in this flowchart, if the stopping condition is not met, for example, we choose the stopping condition as the maximum number of iteration. Let's say maximum number of iteration is 1,000. So these algorithms will do this loop 1,000 times. Evaluate fitness, update S-best, prove, predict, measure, estimate 1,000 times until we can get the solution in terms of the S-true. So at one iteration, S-best is basically the best agent at every iteration. And then after S-best is updated, we update the S-true, and S-true is also known as the best found solution, best so far solution, and it is the best solution at present found from the beginning of the iteration until at the current iteration. And then the process begins, continue with the prediction. Similar equation used in the Kalman filtering. Predictions involve updating the current solution, and then predict also involve updating the error covariance value P. And in this case, Q is the process covariance, and the value is from 0 to 1. And once the prediction is updated, we move to the measurement. Measurement calculate the value of Z for every particle. And in Kalman filtering, the measured value usually come from the value found from a sensor. So in this case, this is new. This is not in the Kalman filtering. We somehow simulate the possible value of a measurement given by the current value of the solution plus the value in between these sign functions. And the magnitude of these sign functions is the difference between the best solution so far and the current solution. And RND is the random number. So basically, measurement is Z equal to the current value plus a random number in these sign functions. And then we proceed with the Kalman gain update. Computed based on this equation, similar to the Kalman filtering. And then we update the solution also based using the same equation used in the Kalman filtering. After that, we update the error covariance P. And we stop the iteration when the number of iteration equal to the maximum number of iteration. And then we report the S-true as the solution of the optimization process. So if we use this sphere function as an example, and the search space, the size of the search space is from -2 and 2. This is the initial position of the agent. Let's say we have 3 agents in this case. Agent 1, this is agent 1, the position of agent 1, this is position of agent 2, and this is the position of agent 3 in the search space. And this is the answer. And after the iteration number 1, we may see that the position of the agent now, agent number 1, is equal to the X best or X true solution. So the agent number 1 is not moved here, but the agent number 2 move from here to here in the search space, and agent number 3 move from here to here in the search space. So after one iteration, the agent will change its position in the search space and evaluate the fitness, how good is the quality of the answer at that particular position X and Y. And if we do the same process until 5 iteration, and we can plot the fitness trends, or people normally say convergence curve, for every agent. This is the fitness trends of agent number 1. Okay, the black color agent number 1. And then iteration number 3, agent number 1 found the better solutions. This is the fitness trends of agent number 2, the blue one. The agent found the better solution at iteration number 1 and iteration number iteration number 4. While agent number 3, so if we can combine all these fitness trends, so basically this is the red color is what we call the convergence curve. And for the function minimization, so this is the this is what we want. The value of the answer is supposed to be smaller as the iterations goes. So what's next? Once we develop these algorithms, we test these algorithms using benchmark functions and compare the algorithm with another optimizer, like particle swarm optimizations or gravity search algorithms. We basically fundamentally modify the algorithm to make it better. And then we extend the SKF a little bit such that it can also use to solve different kind of problems. And then we also see that the SKF algorithm has been applied in solving many engineering problems. So in fundamental modifications involve instead of multiple agent, the SKF also can use a single agent to do the same optimization process, and also we can include opposition-based learning in the stimulated Kalman filter to make it able to explore different area in the space. We also study the iteration strategy, hybridization. SKF is another optimizer, and we also fundamentally study the effect of every parameter in the algorithms. So this is papers related on the SKF using a single agent, SKF based on the opposition-based learning, different iteration strategy of the simulated Kalman filter. And then this is also a list of papers related to the hybridization of SKF with different optimization algorithms, as well as the parameter study of SKF. We need to extend the capability of the SKF, modify the SKF a little bit. So instead of continuous problems, the SKF now also can be used to solve discrete problems. And the SKF also can be used to solve multi-objective optimization problems, where the optimization involves more than one objective functions. And at the moment, the SKF has been applied in many applications such as grid path optimization, airport gates, allocation problems, which is scheduling problems in the airport, assembly sequence planning, system identification, normally can be found in control engineering, feature selection, in order to select better feature for the classification using neural networks, image template matching, controller tuning, in this case tuning KP, KI, and KD in KID controller, wireless sensor networks, as well as engineering design problem. So these are all the related papers, and thank you very much for this opportunity to share the progress of simulated Kalman filter in this very nice conference. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, Dr. Zuhairi, for your insightful sharing. We are so inspired by your thoughts and views.
And ladies and gentlemen, our next and final keynote speaker is the educator, curator, and sustainability expert, art director, and the founder of award-winning design firm Studio Bao. We present Mr. Massimo Imparato. Massimo was trained in architecture with Giancarlo Di Carlo, with whom he collaborated at the International Laboratory of Architecture and Urban Design, ILA and UD. He was the founder of award-winning design firm Studio Bao and the art director of several furniture companies in Italy. He taught at universities in Europe, the Middle East, and China, where he was appointed founding head of the Industrial Design Department of Xi'an Jiaotong, Liverpool University in Suzhou, before returning to the UAE as Dean of the School of Architecture and Interior Design at Canadian University, Dubai. With his project, UAE Modern, he curates conferences, seminars, workshops, and installations for the Dubai Design Week. As a member of the Cumulus Association, he is chairing the Finder Working Group, which aim at the establishment of an assessment framework for creative scholarship in higher education. His research achievements and projects revolve on sustainability and the transition to the circular economy and are disseminated through international forums and publications.
Now, let us have Mr. Massimo Imparato to share his point of view. Mr. Massimo, over to you.
much for the introduction. It is lovely to be here today, and therefore my profound thanks for this opportunity that I have to share my insights in the conference. I will share the screen and let's see if all goes well. Okay. Is it visible full screen now? Can you please confirm if it is visible full screen?
Yes, Mr. Massimo, it is visible.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so the keynote today will focus on the introduction of smart strategies for improving the quality of the built environment, facing today two major challenges. One is climate change, and the other is the rise of emerging technologies. As we will see, by addressing these two aspects in an integrated manner, we can contribute to the journey towards Society 5.0. While digitizing design is decades from new, using a comprehensive digital strategies to simulate and monitor building systems in real time is an emerging and potentially reliable way for architects to deliver on sustainability goals and to the transition to the circular economy. Why this is so pressing in the built environment? Because by numbers, we can see that the building industry is among the most impactful human activity on the environment. It weighs for more than the 30% of CO2 emissions, and it is responsible for the same percentage of waste generation. The building stock was counted 150 billion square meters in 2010, a number that is expected to rise at almost 60% in 2050. Another factor of complexity is that the world's built environment is not evenly distributed, but instead more concentrated in richer areas such as Japan, which counts 24% of the built environment, and US 16%, the European Union 14%. CO2 emissions reached in 2016 3.7 gigatons, with an increase of almost 20% in the last 6 years. So how can we reduce the greenhouse gas emissions from existing and also new buildings? Design firms are starting to utilize diverse methods and tools to optimize building cycles spanning from material source extraction to production, constructions, operations, and end of life. Among them, servitization, Internet of Things, sensoristics, big data, and other digitization technologies can improve the operations of buildings. One very interesting and recently applied to architectural design is servitization. A very interesting case study is the one developed by Philips, which is the Light as a Service project that was already applied in a pilot project in the Netherlands in the Edge building. Light as a Service is no longer a way to for contractors or for owners of building to procure lighting appliances, but procuring the service of light. So the customer does not pay for the lighting appliances and not has to worry about maintenance, replacement, service or repair, because there is a fixed monthly fee in a budget for customer allows to plan spending. So Philips is serving the quality of light and provides replacement, repair, and also improvement of the quality of light instead of being the provider of lighting appliances. Other interesting case studies are being explored in other countries. Here, again, in the Netherlands, at Technical University Delft, they have decided to pilot a project on the procurement of services for the facade. I have a short video to show.
For a long time, we've been living in an economy in which we buy, use, and discard products, creating an ever-growing wasteland of valuable materials. This simply isn't sustainable in the long run. In a circular economy, products are designed to be disassembled, their components reused, and their materials recycled. TU Delft's Faculty of Architecture and the Built Environment want to bring circular thinking into the construction industry. This year, we're testing a pioneering circular multifunctional facade on one of our campus's very own skyscrapers. Suppliers retain ownership of the facade and will be responsible for monitoring its performance and upgrading its components, making sure they remanufacture or recycle old parts and provide optimal comfort and functionality. For this service, the university will pay a monthly fee and can choose to swap, remove, or improve systems as their needs change over time. Through this project, we engage manufacturers, engineers, financial institutions, and building owners to explore the transition towards circularity in practice, setting an example for a better, more resource-efficient future.
So as you can see, circularity is being tested within the built environment in architecture and engineering. And another very promising project is the one developed by CAMPC in Antwerp, in Belgium, and where the local government, with its Center for Sustainability and Innovation in Construction, decided to build a building which adhere or aligns to a full circular economy model. So instead of giving the procurement for a building, there is a fixed and given price to the contractor regardless of the cost. There is 1 million euros in initial investment budget, and then another 1 million euros for the operational budget spread over the duration of the assignment. So in a way, it becomes a 20 years building contract. The companies, designers, mechanical engineers, structural engineers, and the construction companies are therefore responsible for the design, but also for the future maintenance and energy supply. This creates a long-term relationship between the owner, no longer the owner of the building, and all the parties involved. It becomes a shared project in which all parties continue collaborating over time. Another aspect that we have to consider as an element of complexity is that the building stock is aging, and the aging is not even particularly even, because former developing countries have older building stocks, and fast emerging countries have younger building stocks. For instance, in the UAE, where I'm currently based, 50% of the built environment was built after the 1990s. So if we look to the building stock that was built before the 60s, we discovered that the average service life is approximately 70 years, while in comparison, the building stock built after the 1990s in the UAE has an average service life of just 25 years. It is being scrutinized that in Abu Dhabi, there are plans to replace almost 30% of all building stock in the next 10 years. And this aging of the building stock is becoming one of the most challenging aspects in the built environment.
But if we look to the circular processes,
now we have the possibility to go to different aspects of, how to address these issues. And
if of light,
sorry, because there is an overlap.
And so,
okay. So we move, in other words, from a shift from the linear way of looking to buildings, that we go from extraction of materials to production, to constructions, to operation, to end of life, to endless process in which we can save the embedded carbon. That means saving around 35 to 40% in the process of restructuring or retrofitting a building. Retrofitting buildings become one of the most promising aspects. And by the way, it is not something particularly new, because it is probably only after the Industrial Revolution that this approach to, let's say, linear processes in which, as in industry, we say cradle to grave, while in the past, before the Industrial Revolution, there has always been an attempt to save resources and to repurpose not only materials but also buildings. In other words, there will be a loop of reuse and readaptation. At each step is able to reduce CO2 emissions and embodied energy along the building's life cycle.
And then
there are many recent achievements in which a proper integration of digital platforms, including IoT, BIM and big data, are converging together to provide solutions for a better management of building. And one of the most let's say advanced one was developed by Arup, the international consulting firm, with their Neuron platform, which was applied to one of the buildings that they designed in Hong Kong. So in a way, digitization is a great ally in monitor buildings operation and their performance. One of the most recent and promising tool in the digitalization of buildings is that of digital twins. Digital twins has roots reaching back into the 1960s NASA space program, when ground-level systems simulated and assessed condition on the unsuccessful, unfortunately, Apollo 13 mission. The use of digital twins has evolved into best practices mode for many fields to improve systems while saving times and resources. As a tool for smart city infrastructure planning, wastewater management, human organ research, cosmetic testing, supply chain management, and architecture, of course, the global digital twin market is expected to grow about 60% annually in the next few days. Essentially, in architectural domain, digital twin is a living archive of a building that offers the key aspects of visualization, forecasting, and diagnostics that support designers in making informed decisions about the ever-changing landscape of sustainable building products and environmental effects. By simulating and monitoring building systems and material, climate, operation, a digital twin leverages existing data while using sensors to gather life cycle inputs and explore potential scenarios, simplifying real-world decisions about building system and maintenance. And the result can range from small decisions like raising and lowering window shades to adjust for heat gain and unblocking toilets, to large issues like efficient urban planning, where the use of digital twins is expected to save billions. A big issue, however, is creating a nimble and reliable digital twin system among architecture, engineering, and construction firms, because it requires consistent and dynamic data input, widespread adoption, and standardization, but these traits are far from being realized. beyond zero emissions, because so far we have been focusing on the reduction or zeroing of CO2 emissions, but another relevant aspect of it has to do with how we manage our resources. So if, for instance, we ask ourselves what percentage of materials we would guess that are still in use after 6 months of their purchase, we could guess 50%, maybe 20% or 15%. But the answer is much more unimaginable, much even less. Only 1% of consumer products in the US remain in use after half year. That means that 99% of the materials that are sourced, manufactured and transported are thrown away within 6 months. Which are the most thrown away or dismissed? We know single-use containers, packaging, wearables, masks, medicals. And now we are witnessing a dramatic increase of waste generation, bringing the global production of waste to 12 billion of tons in 2010. And a paradoxical journey of resources moving from different angles of the planet, from being sourced, transformed into products, consumed and trashed at the end of life. What will happen when all resources will have been mined? It will happen that resources will need to be derived from what we now call waste. Among best practices in Northern Europe countries, the establishment of digital platforms that monitor real-time availability of second raw materials, from building disassembly and demolition, maximizing the efficiency and reuse. In this platform, constructing companies, designers, and engineers can see in which area, in which spot, they could potentially source materials that come out as I'm saying, second raw material or debris can be repurposed in their building projects. In conclusion, what we have today relates to a cradle-to-cradle approach, which is a cradle-to-cradle approach in which we no longer rely on a linear cycle from sourcing to transforming to producing, manufacturing, operating, and going to the end of life, the so-called cradle-to-grave, to a circular one in which cradle to cradle we can create value at any stage of the process. This has been researched not only in education. At Canadian University Dubai, we put plenty of efforts to integrate sustainability and the transition to the circular economy in our curricula, but more broadly, the industry is committed, particularly in countries, including the UAE, in which primary raw materials are not available. The transformation and repurposing of already used materials and products can become a change maker for a transition to the circular economy. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Massimo. I'm very sure that everyone here agreed that that was a fruitful information shared from you, sir. We are honored to have you and all keynote speakers for DIFCON 2024.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now have a short break before we continue with our next agenda. So, grab some coffee and stretch your legs. We'll be back here at 5 minutes for a short break in Malaysian time, so approximately around 3:15.